The Ethiopian Evangelical Lutheran Church Asella congregation is one of the oldest and most prominent congregation. Historical documents indicate that the first missionary endeavors by Swedish Lutheran Mission AsellaLutheran, who were the founders of the church, had started their duties early in 1940s. In a large acre of land granted by His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I. The missionary established a hospital and primary school both for youngsters and adults along with gospel ministry. The hospital and the boarding school opened at the time had contributed a lot not only for the local community but also for faraway provinces too. In 1960, the Swedish Lutheran Mission AsellaLutheran gave the Ethiopian Lutheran Evangelical Church full independence to rule itself, but continued giving economic subsidy. The agreement made between the two parties, the AsellaLutheran subsidy will eventually decrease from time to time on the perception that the Ethiopian Evangelical Lutheran Church would become self-reliant. In 2001, the Ethiopian Evangelical Church has made administrative reforms, dividing all parishes in the country to fall into 5 spheres called synods, where Asella congregation became a part of RC Synod. So currently, Asella congregation is undertaking its spiritual and developmental activities under RC Synod. But as the time goes on, the developmental deliveries decline due to economic strain. However, the parish church still possesses the following major services. The parish is the higher ruling authority which oversees the overall spiritual and developmental services. The parish led by elected elders of 5 in number working with the parish leader or the reverend. The major spiritual activities include Sunday services, prayer teams, Bible study sessions, youth and children engagements. All these programs usually led by or supervised by reverends, evangelists, and volunteers of the parish. AsellaLutheran Theological Seminary is also a facility which is well known for its genuine biblical teachings and profound academic excellences. The seminary has been training several evangelists for decades. Both Ethiopian and foreign instructors have been teaching the students of some of them by now become leaders of the national church.
Good morning. You are welcome to AsellaLutheran Theological Seminary. And now I would like you to see the area. Here we have 3 buildings. On this side you find the administration block where administrative works are done. And then next here you see the chapel. And the chapel is connected to the classroom over there. And next to the classroom there is a library. And on the other side you find another building which is used for different purposes, for meetings, and if we have extra class we use that building. On the other side, at the back of this building and the other, we have a refectory where food is prepared for the students, and behind that we have a living area for the students. And now I would like to show you the inside part of the chapel. This is our chapel, and this is mainly used for Holy Communion services, which takes place every month. As you see, it's a small room, but it's enough for our students. But if we have bigger attendance, we extend the room. These are folding doors, as you can see. And the other folding doors can also be opened to extend the room for bigger meetings. Well, you remember that we were talking about biblical interpretation. And we said that in history there were different kinds of interpretation were held. Do you remember some of them? Raise your hands, please. Yes. Yeah, the first type of biblical interpretation that we discussed was hyperbole. The second, can you give us a second? Yes, allegorical method of interpreting.
The church also has a kindergarten and a junior high school having around 400 students from in and around the church. Asella Children and Youth Ministry, also known as ACYM, is another wing of the church which holds boys and girls boarding school and a summer sport camp services. Indeed, the boarding school is a very old facility serving orphan children who come from different parts of the country. ASYM's main duty at the boarding school includes provision of food, shelter, clothes, sanitation, schooling materials, and other spiritual needs for the children and youths. The summer sport camp is a very unique approach to reach youths with gospel using sport and games as an instrument. Also, Asella Lutheran congregation have done a lot and there still great potential of resources there. There are still more to pursue.
Again, we are here at the boarding school. This compound, we have two quarters for boys and girls, and now we are found in the girls boarding area. Here you can see different buildings. Here, big building which is used for girls to live in. And at the present we have 10 girls who are boarding school students here, and the intake capacity of the boarding school is more than that. But unfortunately we have now only 10 and we can take more 10 more students. And on that side you see small building, that's a store. And on this right again we have a refectory where food is prepared, and there is also a dining room, which is as I have said earlier, our intake capacity is about 20 or more girls, but budget constraints forced us to limit it to 10 girls only. And we would like to request you to pray for us and also support us so that we can take more students to this boarding school. The students are recruited from different parts of RC region and even far region, which is called Walaita. And the students are recruited by the local churches and the community there. And the focal points are, of course, poor students, what we call poor of the poor. In that case, some have lost both parents and the others lost one of them. So they are needy students who are here, and the church is supporting them to go to the high school, which is the higher level in this regard, 12th grade. Thank you very much. Now we are found in the refectory of the boarding school here. Food is prepared here, and it is also taken here in this dining hall. As you see, there are two kinds of students, girl students as well as boys. As I have said earlier, there are 10 girls who live in this quarter, and the boys are living in the other quarter. But both boys and girls meet here to share food. This is why now we see both boys and girls in this dining hall. For they are going to take their supper. Now I ask one of them to bless the food for us. So I call upon the guy we call Majoran, that is his nickname, to pray for us. Please, would you?
እግዚአብሔር አባትና አምላክ ሆይ በምህረትና በቸርነት ጠብቀህ ዛሬ ስላደረስከን እናመሰግንሃለን። ደግሞ እግዚአብሔር አባትና አምላክ ሆይ በምህረትህ እዚህ ተሰብስበናል፣ እናመሰግንሃለን። ደግሞ እንጸልያለን። በፊታችን የቀረበውን ማዕድ አንተ ባርከህ ስጠን። ማዕዱን ስለሰጠን እናመሰግናለን። ለሌሉ ስጣቸው፣ በጌታ በኢየሱስ ክርስቶስ ስም አሜን።
Thank you, Majida. And now you can enjoy your food. Just go around and see what they eat. This food is made of what we call teff, this large bread which is fixed on an oven, and when it is ready, it is moved from the oven and be ready for either lunch or dinner. Now it's dinner, and it's also eaten with sauce. The sauce is made with something from peas, and also you can see potatoes in it. Okay. Well, here's a part of the girls. I think the least one is this guy, Bia. Bia is Oshishi. She looks shy, but still enjoying her supper, the food.
is the boys boarding school, which is an old facility which has been here and collecting children from different parts of the country. It is an old facility. It says some people say it's more than 17 years of age. So we have 13 students or 13 boys in this boarding school, which came from different parts of the country. Mainly they are absorbed from different congregation around the one we are calling the RC zone, and they are here living and studying and getting their basic needs. So even though we have 13 students, we can incorporate more than that, like 20 boys, but due to financial constraints, we are not able to recruit more boys. And the house itself is getting very old, and we have an extra space. If you got the financial support, we can build a new facility so we can have more boys and we can support more families. As you can see here, these boys have a very shortage of furniture, so they don't even have a table where they could write and read properly. So there is one table only in this room, so all the 4 boys should use it in all circumstances. So the furnitures need to be improved. Also, there is a very small cupboard for all the 4 boys in this room, so they should put all their clothes and shoes and underwears in one cupboard. The rest cupboards are very old and they are not in good shape for these children. And there is also a problem or a shortage with bed clothings or night clothing. There is only a single mattress and bed sheets, so they should and they are supposed to use them for the rest of their life here in the Asella Children Youth Ministry. Of course, it can be washed now and then, but they need to have more spare bed sheet and mattresses and so on. So in this regard, more support and more need is here for the boys in this boarding school. Here we can see the boys has put their shoes up in the roof since they don't have any place to hide it or to put it. So they don't have a cupboard or a box or a drawer to put on their shoes, so they have to pull it up into the roof so it can be safely kept there. This is another challenge these boys have facing while they are living in this boarding school. My name is Aksan Awano and I am 14 years of age. I joined Asella Children Youth Ministry in year 2012 from a place called Sike in southern part of the country. And now I am studying at grade 7. While I am at the girls boarding school, I am getting supports of housing, clothing and shoes, food, medical, educational and other supports. I started schooling after I joined the girls boarding school, but before that I couldn't able to go to any school. So it is a better place to be here in Asella, since I am getting all the basic needs like food and clothes and also education. Also, I wish I could get more help on my education like having a dictionary, and I am also wish to have snack every day. Finally, I would like to say thank you and God bless you all the people who are helping me. I love you all. My name is Eddaso Nuguse Kaweti and I am 13 years of age, learning at grade 3. After joining at the boys boarding school, I am privileged by getting different kinds of support. Now I can eat 3 times per day, wearing decently and able to go to school. I am also so grateful and thankful for the people and organization that supports me. It is obvious that I am very glad to be here in Asella boarding school because now I can learn and properly study. But I am still wish to have more clothes and shoes, even snacks after school. Just like my friend, I would like to be a medical doctor one day and help my fellow citizen in my village.